Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
What is going on, peeps? Welcome to episode 1 of Kickin' It in the Fat Cave with Tony Montana and Lady V. Today's guest, it was my first interview in the YouTube space, my first interview on my last talk show, and my first triple interview.
Wow.
The famous violin girl who I was a complete and total fanboy during our first interview, Brigit O'Regan. Thank you so much for joining us, Brigit.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me for your first number one. Your third number one.
Yeah, my first interview.
Your first interview. Excellent.
Whenever we start the show, we gotta start off with the best.
Yeah,
so we bring
thank
Bridget
you.
back.
And she's super cool and super talented. And
Oh my goodness, it has been it's been a crazy adventure.
Yeah.
So last January, I actually went on tour for the very first time. I went on tour as like a little kid, but it was like the first tour I guess I was getting paid for. You could say.
Mhm.
So it was with a group called the DNA Project, and I was their string lead, and it was a band of like, I'm gonna say like 12 to 14 people.
Oh, wow.
And then we would just hire a string group
Mhm.
and a horn brass group in whichever city we went to. So it was pretty cool getting to be like a little teacher.
that sounds so fun.
Yeah.
And you get to meet so many people.
Yeah, it was crazy because like a bunch of these people who we hired, they were like, Calgary Symphony Orchestra and like Vancouver and Victoria Symphony Orchestra. And I was like, hi, I don't have a music degree, but I'm on the internet and I dab sometimes. So like, anyways, I'm going to teach you the music now. And they're like, oh, okay, amazing. Yeah, cool. So such a fun time. We went on tour from January to February as a Daft Punk kind of a tribute act, I guess you could say.
Right.
And it was so much fun. I was so sweaty by each end of the night. It was crazy. I was dancing the whole time.
Okay. All
And
right.
then we went back to Toronto, just learned a bunch of Dr. Dre and hip hop,
Mhm.
and then transformed into the Dr. Dre 2001 experience.
Oh, the product. Oh, wow. Okay.
And
Okay.
honestly, that was the first time I've heard a lot of like classic hip hop songs all the way through.
Yeah.
There's like dum 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 dum, smoke weed every day, and I'm like, oh, that's the smoke weed every day song, amazing. But then I got to hear the whole thing
Mhm.
all the way through,
Yeah.
including like the mashups that we did, like dum bum 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 ba dum bum 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 bum. So it was so cool
Yeah.
getting to like just so intensely do like a deep dive on, I don't know, this awesome series of artists and music that I've kind of scratched the surface, and the people in the crowd were singing along, and it was great.
Yeah.
And we sold out so hard that we had to do 2 shows some
Oh,
nights.
nice. That's always good. That's always awesome.
Super cool.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of early nights and then early mornings followed by late nights followed by early mornings. But I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Right
You
on.
work hard and you play hard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So like, I'm a really big music person. I love all different kinds of music,
Yeah.
but I'm not so much of a classical music person.
That's okay.
I think just probably because in our modern times, a lot of us are just so used to hearing pop and hip hop and things like that. And
Yeah.
I love like heavier beats, more upbeat, happy songs, right? So I really love being able to hear and see artists like you take more contemporary pieces and modern pieces and like mash it up with classical pieces too.
Yeah.
Or like using instruments that you wouldn't necessarily see in your modern day pop songs, and using it to play modern day pop songs.
That's because everyone forgets about disco.
Yes.
Everyone forgets about disco, and
Yeah.
it's like there's been electric violin in
is true.
songs since like the 40s, 50s, 60s,
Mm.
but everyone forgets about disco though. But no, I totally know what you mean, because classical music, I will say, I love playing it for myself and listening to it,
Yeah.
but I don't like performing it because either the audience is like so intense about it and they're like, wow, on bar 7 of page 32, you did 2 up bows instead of an up and a down bow, and you were mezzo forte instead of you know,
So
mezzo
pretentious.
piano.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, they're like, yeah, C minus. And there's just such like a high level, and it's so like you're either incredible or you suck, and how dare you be somewhere in the middle. And so the culture around it is just so competitive that it just
I
kind
can
of
see
sucks the joy out of
Yeah.
performing.
Okay.
But I mean, I love classical music. Like Stravinsky,
Yeah.
that's my guy. He was like, I'm gonna write a ballet that makes people riot in the streets of Paris.
Was that the Four Seasons?
No, that was Vivaldi.
Vivaldi, right?
Vivaldi was like, I'm gonna write the most beautiful music about the 4 seasons. But Stravinsky is the guy. Do you guys remember Fantasia at all? Like the
Yeah,
Disney
with Mickey
cartoon?
Mouse. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the one with the dinosaurs and they're all dying at the end? It's the one
Vaguely.
about like, you know, the creation of the earth and like the comet comes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's Stravinsky's The Rite of Spring.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like he was a metal guy before metal was even a genre.
Right on.
So classical music can go hard.
It can.
You just gotta look for it.
This is true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Requiem for a Dream is one of my favorite songs, and that song goes really hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
You will find a way to incorporate whatever you want into anything you want.
Yeah.
Right.
People have to look at instruments like not like a genre, but more like tools, you know? So like guitar can play anything, piano can play anything, violin can play anything. They're just tools instead of genres. Yeah, there's no violin genre.
No.
It's in everything.
It's an instrument.
It's in everything.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
Right on. So coming back to your tour,
Yes.
this is your first time touring as an adult.
Yes.
What was one of the most eye-opening experiences of the tour for you? Like, what did you not expect, and it was just kind of like, what the
That's
F? And then
true.
what kind of happened? It was like, oh, this is awesome.
I'm super curious to know.
Okay. 2 things. I didn't understand about the whole like intense lack of sleep thing. For one, I didn't understand about the whole intense lack of sleep. So sometimes it would be like Saturday morning, 4 a.m. We have to be at the airport, and I don't think you know how late musicians go to bed, because like people usually
Okay,
stop.
late.
People usually
Yeah.
stop paying us when the bars close down. The bars close down at 2 a.m. So we are often awake until like 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
So to wake up, to get a good night's sleep and then wake up when you would usually be going to bed is just such a time zone change.
That is hard.
So most of us would maybe get like 3 hours of sleep if we were lucky. Wake up, go to the airport, you know, go on the plane, get to the place, be like, amazing, we're on time, or we're late. We have to figure that out.
Yeah.
And then we would go from the airport probably to the venue. If we had time, we'd go to the hotel first and maybe have a half an hour nap. Who knows? Crazy stuff.
Nap is a luxury
And
now as an adult.
Nap is a luxury. And then we would go to the venue. We would do a sound check. Then we would all get ready. And then we would do our first show, have a little break in the middle, like hour break, do our second show. And then by that time, it would probably be like midnight. And then sometimes we would then find out, oh, our flight's going to be at 6 a.m. Well, okay, everyone, let's go back to the hotel. Let's have an hour and a half of sleep and see you soon. Okay. And then other times it would be, okay, our flight's at 6 p.m. That's pretty nice. So let's get a good, nice sleep. let's put our luggage in the, place in the hotel where you can store your luggage, and like let's just have a wander around this new town or new city that we're in. So it was a lot of managing sleep expectations while having to put on the best show of your life kind of deal, because you can't be like, oh, I'm tired, and it's like, no, all these people are here to see you. And you do get hype, like no matter how tired you are. You get on stage, you see the crowd, you look to like both sides, and you just see all these amazing people who you get to work with, and then you're just like, okay, it's on. Sleep, I don't
what a sleep.
I don't know her, let's go. So it's a weird thing.
So for an insomniac like me who also has a hard time going to bed early, what's your tip? We need tips. Tips.
Okay, my tip is half a tablet of melatonin. Let's see, I took a Red Bull. Like, this isn't healthy, but I took a Red Bull in between both.
Emergencies only.
In between sets kind of deal. So it's like, first set, and I'm just like, huh. And then like second set, I like finished the rest of it, and I probably don't need to take one for, the third and the fourth set of the second show, but yeah, just caffeinate yourself responsibly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just sleep when you can.
And just sleep when you can. Yeah. There were some people in the group who were just like, oh wow, we got like a 10-minute break. Oh. And they would just fall asleep on the spot, and I was like, how dare you?
Oh, wow.
How dare you do this to me personally?
I would feel that way too. I cannot fall asleep anywhere.
It's
I've always been jealous of people like sensitive. That. I lay in my bed for like an hour or two just trying to fall asleep.
Just an hour?
Some nights I don't sleep.
Like 4 hours.
Wow.
Sometimes, yeah. The last couple of months, I was like up till 5 a.m. I still couldn't sleep.
That happens to me when the seasons are changing, and I get like really bad insomnia.
Yeah. Wow. So you guys would be really good musicians, maybe.
Probably.
Really good touring musicians.
I can't. I'm in front of a computer instantly like.
Oh.
But if I'm like standing up, I have to do stuff, and there's no screens. I'm like, yeah, I'm still functional. I'm fully functional. So
yeah.
Maybe I should just quit and join you on tour.
Let's go.
I'll be your assistant.
No,
whatever you need.
No, you're gonna be out there with your swords.
I'll fight off all the crazies.
Maybe, yeah.
And help usher them the good ones.
Usher. And I actually got to go on a third tour in the summer, and that was a Celtic Punjabi just fusion group.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, and most people have never heard of that genre before because in Canada there are only like 2 bands now, Delhi to Dublin, and now the Snake Charmer, led by Archie, the bagpipe player, who is from Delhi, India. Yeah. She fell in love with bagpipes, and she was like, man, I really like bagpipes. It's a shame that, she's like, it's a shame that I kind of like hit the ceiling early on. She's like, I've done all I can do in this country. I really wish I could find a place in the world. And this isn't what she said to me, but this is what I assume. I assume that she was like, man, I wish I could find a place in the world where there's still a lot of Indian culture and like a lot of like my fellow Indians, but also enough people who really enjoy Irish and Celtic music and like will appreciate my bagpipes more.
Toronto.
Yeah, so she moved to Mississauga, Ontario.
Okay.
So it's out of anywhere else in the world. That's the perfect match for her.
Actually, that really is.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's how multicultural Canada is.
I mean, literally, yeah.
It's a great thing.
So she moved to Canada in about last January, and then I had been following her because I know I don't look like it, especially with the red hair, but I like specialize in Bollywood music as a performer, and I've been doing it for almost 9 years, like 8.5, 9 years at this point.
Wow.
and it's a lot of fun. And when you find something that's a lot of fun, but you're bad at it, you just keep doing it
Until you're good at
and,
it.
This is
and
fun.
so now at this point, I would say I'm pretty good at it. I'm not like obviously like a native Bollywood player from the age of like 2, but you know, I'm getting there. So she was like, I'm looking for people who are really good at Celtic music and really good at, you know, Indian styles. And I was like, what's up? if you can't find another fiddler who does the two things, I volunteer as tribute. And I guess she couldn't, because I sure can't. I can't find someone else to take my gigs when I need a sub. So I'm like,
I think that's what makes you so successful and makes you stand out, right? Is because it's not just the one skill that you have to be really good at. It's actually 2 totally different skills, and you combine that together
yeah.
in ways that other people don't imagine it to be, right? And that's
I guess so.
That's your formula, right?
I just love collecting genres, kind of deal. So I started doing classical music, and I was like, oh, this is okay. This is pretty fun. And then I found fiddle music, and I was like, ooh, this is. Oh, I'm 12 and people are clapping during the songs for the first time. Wow, what is this dopamine rush? Amazing.
Positive
And then I found rock
reinforcement.
music.
Yeah.
And then I found like hip hop music. And then I came to Toronto and I found the world of music. So it's, I don't know, it's so much fun.
What are your thoughts on K-pop?
Oh, I love K-pop.
Yeah.
Back in my days, when I was in university, I was obsessed with a band called Big Bang.
Yes!
Yeah. And I would play them nonstop, and I was like, yeah, so like Taeyang's like really cute, and he's like my guy. And then I don't know. Ooh, G-Dragon, the second rapper. and then I was like, yeah, like he's like really cute. And listen, the thing is, I'm very tall for a lady person, and I got this is like some high school trauma, but I got bullied in high school because I was dating a guy who was like half an inch shorter than me.
What?
You know, stupid high school stuff. So as soon as I found out that
mean.
Taeyang was like a bit shorter than me, I was like, oh, I guess it isn't meant to be, you know. And then I was like,
What a top.
okay, but T.O.P. though.
Yeah, T.O.P.
Oh no! Oh, that he's suddenly my type. I don't know. It like it's just like, you know, like teenage-ish
Yeah.
girl stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like it doesn't matter, but it really does. It really does.
It can. It
You
can.
know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Either way, just date those short kings out there.
Our kings are really nice.
short kings, you gotta get them. But yeah, no, Big Bang, and then there was, oh my goodness, Super Junior,
Yeah.
and then there was and then like G-Dragon and Top did like their own little duo,
Yes,
and then like
that was
Seungri
wonderful.
did his own like
Yes.
solo thing, and then like oh my goodness, and then yeah, like Taeyang did his like solo, like yeah, everyone's doing their solo things. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Such a good era for K-pop.
It really
Oh, so
is.
good.
And like
Yeah.
Shiny,
Yes.
Lucifer is like, it's so good. Yeah.
Ring ding dong.
Ring ding 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 ding, and I promise this is the real song.
It is actually the
I-
real song.
Yeah, I promise this is real.
We'll send you the link, or like maybe Anthony will give you like a
Yeah,
song
I'll
demo.
put a recommendation
I'll
for
send
you
the
guys.
link to him. I'll put that down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as an 18-year-old, the things that really mattered were I gotta find a K-pop star who's my height. They have to be I don't know, they gotta be singing my favorite songs, and
Serenade you.
they gotta serenade me, and they have to be good at singing, dancing, and rapping at the same time.
But they all are.
Yeah, they all are, you know. And I mean, I've had a boyfriend for like 12 years. It's the same one, but like he knows, you know, it's over if I ever meet TOP. And you know, that's just the that's just the what's it called, the risk. That's just the risk, you know.
But at least it's a
Yeah.
fairly low risk.
Yeah.
Fairly low risk.
Hey, it could happen.
It could happen. I didn't say it wasn't gonna happen.
No,
but
that's
for
fair.
him it might be a low risk.
Yeah.
You know.
You know.
Buy a plane ticket to Korea and exponentially increases.
Oops.
Wanna go?
Jibe Gajima, baby. I will say, okay, this is just for the three of us to know.
Okay.
No one else will ever know, obviously.
Okay.
Whenever I go to events and they're like, oh yeah, like, you know, here's some songs I want you to play. Other than that, I don't really care. Just be entertaining. I will play K-pop music sometimes without the vocals, because so much K-pop music, you know, and then I'll, you know, da 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 da, and then people will come up to me and be like, "Wow, is that like a new Bruno Mars song or something?"
It's so catchy.
It's like they're so
It's so
catchy,
catchy.
and they're so like, you know, poppy and like R&B ish. So yeah, I'll just kind of put like 2 or 3 K-pop songs in there, and
Just hypes everybody up.
no one has ever been like. No one's ever figured it out.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Right on.
but they absolutely do when I put in Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up," though.
Ah.
Yes.
They're like, but you know, only the most professional stuff.
A little K-pop talk for you guys. I was kind of lost there. I didn't like, other than this one song called "Trick or Treat." I don't know. A lot of K-pop.
Oh, I don't know that one.
I also don't know that
It's
one.
like, I don't know if it's K-pop. It might be J-pop, so I'm not sure. I'll play it for you guys after the interview.
Yeah,
Um.
that's homework for the both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll watch anime.
Yeah.
You listen to K-pop, we'll watch anime.
Okay.
But
fair
actually,
enough.
you do that already.
Yeah.
I used to.
I mean, there's a lot
a
of good
big
anime
anime.
out there. Anime has had kind of like a renaissance. Not that it was like
Yeah.
bad before in any sense, but
Yeah.
it's just like there's so many super high quality ones coming out, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
cool, let's
It's
go.
way more mainstream now. Now it's actually cool to watch anime.
Oh,
I remember
gosh.
when I was a kid going to the like Asian video store with my dad. I'd like have to like walk out and hide the box because I didn't want to get made fun of.
Yeah, you're like, I just want to watch my Inuyasha in peace, guys.
Yeah, exactly,
Come on.
exactly.
Yeah. I want
Oh.
to run like Naruto. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, another thing that you guys can't ever let people know, because it's very controversial. I've never seen Naruto or One Piece.
I've not.
I've never seen One Piece.
I
Okay,
only watched One
okay.
Piece for the first 5 episodes, and my brother, who's the otaku, like the big anime guy in the family,
Yeah.
he's like, "Why are you watching that? That's garbage." I liked it at first, but then like I just stopped watching it because he made fun of me so bad. Now they're at episode 1000 something. There's like
Yeah.
no catching up now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no
Hey.
go back.
Listen, your brother's asleep now. We could just like, just
Binge watch.
yeah. We'll just pour some chocolate milk on him and be like, this is for what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never watched One Piece, but I had a Japanese teacher to be like, "You're like Chopper. I shall call you Chopper now."
Okay.
And I'm like,
Chopper's a moose.
okay. Isn't it? I don't know what he is. He's
Yeah.
A moose?
Yeah. Chopper is a
Oh yeah, he has reindeer antlers.
yeah.
Mm.
Or maybe he's a reindeer, but I know he's Canadian.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
The mangaka, I forget his name, but he went out and just was like, oh yeah, you know, like Robin, I think. Like Robin
Oh, yeah,
is
yeah.
Russian, and then like the guy with the long nose is, I think he's South African, and then like Luffy is South American. He's like, yeah, like these
that's cool.
people are kind of modeled after like
Yeah,
different people all around the world, and
That's pretty cool.
Chopper's Canadian.
Okay, right on.
Sweet.
The guy with like the massive muscles is American, obviously.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know.
Yeah. I never watched, but apparently I was just really derpy, and I don't know. Maybe over time, you guys could tell me if I still embody the characteristics of Chopper. I don't know,
Okay.
do you think so? Have you watched
I
it?
only
Yeah,
saw the
watched
5 episodes, so I
Oh,
don't know
okay,
much
yeah, I
about the
don't know.
series.
I've only seen photos of Chopper. Mostly people being like, "Oh my gosh, Chopper in the real life, like in the live action, it's gonna look like this," and it's like just meme dumps of just like a reindeer wearing a hat. So that's the only reason I know what Chopper is.
Oh, okay, so like a sweet tooth.
Yeah, kind of.
Right on.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. None of us have seen One Piece, but it's like so big.
I mean, that's probably why. Like, it's so big and it's so like it's such a like even during okay, there's a global pandemic, and the three of us never watched One Piece because we're like, nah, the pandemic's gonna be over. We're
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah.
dead by the time we finish that.
Can't finish 1,000 episodes.
I discovered Superstore during the lockdown, so that kept me occupied for a few months.
Oh, nice. So that should say something about how long of a task One Piece would be.
Yeah. Too long.
I've tried it
Too
recently,
long
but just like
episodes.
the animation on the first season is kind of like hard to watch now
Right.
with how much
Yeah.
everything's improved. So I was
Yeah.
like, if they remaster it, I probably will eventually.
It's kind of like Doctor Who.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't get past the long scarf guy. I can't
Oh.
go any further back.
The long
The guy with the curly hair and he had like the big scarf.
Oh yeah, right. Baker.
Baker, yeah.
Yeah. Have you at least watched David Tennant?
I may have seen a few because that was
Okay.
probably on when I was a kid. Those ones.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I've only seen Eccleston, and then Tennant, and then Smith, and then like I started when it got its like reboot kind of deal.
The modernized one.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
So yeah, I haven't watched any of
The classics?
the classics, but no, David Tennant will just like, I don't know, he's just so good.
Mm.
He's
He
a
is
little
pretty good.
he's a little angel. Yeah, he'll make you feel feelings that you've never felt before.
Ironically, with the old Dr. Hughes, I used to be
Rapid
terrified.
fire!
Oh, don't.
So, favorite drink?
Oh man, favorite alcoholic drink is like an old fashioned. Favorite non-alcoholic drink, oh goodness, orange juice.
Orange juice?
Yep, that's the good stuff.
That is healthy stuff.
Yeah.
Pepsi or cola?
Cola probably. I don't really drink either one, so I'm gonna say cola.
Pepsi cola?
Yeah.
Favorite bubble tea?
My favorite bubble tea is. Ooh, I haven't had bubble tea in a while. I'm gonna say probably like lychee. Yeah, lychee.
Okay.
Lychee bubble tea.
Favorite musician?
Oh man, that's a tricky one. Oh, my boyfriend. No, okay. Yes, but
yes,
um,
always.
other than Eric's drums, oh gosh, that's a really hard one. I have so many favorite musicians in so many favorite
violinist.
genres. Oh goodness, my favorite violinist.
Yourself.
I'm gonna go real old school and say, oh goodness, the Bond String Quartet, the Bond Electric String Quartet, which first showed me electric violin was possible to be cool, and it's just like a string quartet who just have electric instruments and they're just like head banging and they're like, so yeah.
Okay, right on.
Yeah. Oh, that's a tricky question. Even if you're like favorite musician in this genre, I'd still be like, oh my god.
At least we know that you're a very wide range. You do your research. You
Yeah.
like so many.
Oh gosh, there are too
Well,
many.
research. True professional right here. Yeah. Favorite dish to eat.
Favorite dish to eat? Oh, just straight up sashimi. Just put raw sushi in my face. Specifically tuna. That's the good stuff.
Tuna is the good stuff.
I had my first raw sashimi from Victoria, BC.
Ooh,
and
fresh.
and I went up. I asked to meet the chef afterwards, and I was like, thank you so much. If I die tomorrow, my life will have been worth it to eat your food. And he was like, oh yeah, excellent. I hear that all the time. I'm like, yeah.
He's like, that's just another day.
Yeah. Yeah. No, straight up raw sashimi. Was that good stuff?
Where'd you go?
I went to a place, it was a tiny little cafe.
Yeah.
Tiny little place. I forget the name because I'm a bad person and it was a year ago. But it was the only place that was open between 3 and 5 p.m. Because apparently Victoria, BC just like goes to bed between those hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Restaurants between 3 to 5. They gotta prep.
Yeah.
Make sure the
true.
food's good.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was real good, and I asked for like the sashimi bowl, and we got like a per diem of like $50 per day for all our food, and I just spent it all on the bowl. I'm like, yeah, yeah,
hotel breakfast.
Yeah. And
The
I recently tried caviar as well.
Oh yeah.
And I will say I like Tobiko a lot better.
Oh yeah.
Like I tried it and I was like, okay, this is fine. I'm glad I tried it. I would rather eat like TNT, like fish eggs kind of deal. Like $12, let's go. So yeah, that's my third controversial opinion this episode.
I mean, like you're talking about the little tiny ones, or like the more salmon
both.
Kind of. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh.
Yeah. We should do an episode where we just go to like an Asian supermarket and be like, what is all this weird ass stuff?
What's all this delicious stuff?
All this weird, delicious stuff.
I actually had an old series called Will It Taste Good? There's this. Duck feet and soya sauce. This to me just looks fucking gross. I like duck. I like chicken feet, but this does not. It does not look good to me at all. For $1.99. This is jumping in. He just jumped in. I'm setting up the camera. There it is. Let me go a bit out.
It's good, bro.
Is it? It's actually good?
It's good.
Okay, Roos was gonna clean that up.
We should do that.
We could bring it back.
Yeah, because there's this big supermarket now. Like,
we got our first
like,
guest on the first
Midland?
episode.
Yeah.
Midland and McNichol, the huge Asian supermarket, open till midnight. There's all these weird stuff. I like took a few clips and was like, what is this? I don't even
Isn't
know
there
what
like a
this is.
24-hour one now?
Yeah, that one.
That's
that
the
one.
one-
Yeah, we should go do that.
I mean, I live right next to Chinatown, pretty much.
Mhm.
Like, I'm pretty much a 10-minute walk away from Little Korea and Chinatown. And the TNT, I know there's like a new TNT somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys let me know what you want me to bring, and you know.
Right on.
Except for durian, because I want to respect your parents.
Yeah, I've not
Do you
tried
like
it.
durian?
I've never tried it.
You never tried it?
I would be open to it.
Never tried it.
I would try that. I would try sashimi. You know those little, what are those, sardines from Russia or whatever. I would try that. I've tried balut.
Oh.
Not bad. Honestly, I wasn't the soberest when I had it. Was not bad. Kind of chewy.
I will bring durian for you guys next time.
Okay.
Bless.
Yeah.
Is it actually taste good?
I mean, it must.
Yeah,
No,
this
it's a hit or miss. You either like it or you don't. There's no in between. You either love it or you don't.
Okay.
Oh, it's kind of like Vegemite.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that about that.
Have you tried Vegemite?
No.
No.
I'm
I haven't.
scared.
I tried it once.
I'm
How
too
was it?
scared.
It's very savory, if I remember
Really?
correctly. Yeah. Savory, kind of, maybe vinegary, kind of. I don't think I really enjoyed it.
No?
Not really.
Oh.
Yeah. I hope I'm remembering the right thing though. Yeah, but anyway, favorite color?
Oh, green.
Green. Okay.
Marvel
Easy.
or DC?
Ooh, Marvel.
Marvel?
Yeah.
I'm waiting until someone says DC. I love both, but
I love both too. I just I like the Marvel philosophy better. Like the DC philosophy is like, what if superheroes were on pedestals and they were scary sometimes? We have to watch out. But Marvel's more like, what if superheroes were one of us? Or at least that's the kind of stuff I grew up with like
I have a
X-Men and
chance.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like DC superheroes are more often than not kind of like born into the power, or they're like aliens, or they're like,
Or they go through some major trauma.
or literally gods.
Yeah.
But in the Marvel universe, there's more of a kind of like, oh, superheroes could be anyone.
That's
you
kind
know?
of that's kind of true mainstream wise, because Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, those are the ones in the mainstream.
Yeah.
DC's full of regular people.
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
like a lot of regular heroes with no powers. Like obviously Batman's the most popular. He
yeah.
has no powers. He's just rich. Then there's Green Lantern. He just has the power ring.
Right. Yeah.
Faceless Man. He's just a detective.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess Marvel is like kind of, it's more grounded to a degree, where like you feel like they're normal people. They have normal jobs and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's Superman who has like the Daily Planet, but
Mm.
honestly, I don't know. I just grew up more with Marvel, and I don't know. Yeah,
I'm a
Yeah.
Superman fanboy. That's why I always kind of lean towards DC.
nice.
Because in reality, if you look at it as any superhero, he's the only one who's a superhero because he's a legitimate good person. Every
Yeah.
other superhero is because of trauma, whether it be the Flash, his mom died, the X-Men because don't like mutants, or anything. It's like every character has some kind of
Oh.
negative that made them a hero. Superman, he's legitimately just a good person.
Yeah,
who
he
wants-
has two parents.
Yeah, well, his original family, his original planet got blown up, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't even know that. Just as soon as he
Yeah.
got powers, he just wanted to save the world because he's a good person.
Yeah,
Everyone
Nice
else,
to not have trauma.
You didn't know about Krypton
No, he didn't-
exploding?
not until after.
Oh.
He legitimately is the only true superhero because he's just doing it because it's out of the goodness of his heart. Everyone else has a reason that made them a hero,
Yeah.
whether it be like Marvel or DC, both of them. If you think about it.
I never thought about that. Yeah.
That's why I'm like I was a big comic nerd.
yeah.
So like reviewing it, I was like, this guy's the only real hero, and Batman's batshit crazy.
yeah.
Batman is completely insane.
Batman's like, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
beat up these guys.
I
Let's
can
go.
do the voice now.
Oh, you can?
I lost my voice the other day, so I could do this really, really well right
Ooh, let's
Right
go.
now. I've always wanted to be a voice actor, so
You're definitely good.
I'm just gonna stay like this now.
Let's go, brother.
Yeah, you wanna fight?
No, I'm scared.
We'll go outside, it'll be nice.
Oh, okay. We're gonna do a nice fight. It's like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I probably would. I'm like, oh my god, I'm sorry, are you okay?
I'm not allowed to fight because I need all my body parts to do violin. If I punch someone and I even bruise a finger, I'm like, oh, there goes my week. Like,
Mm.
you know,
So let's talk about your violin.
yeah.
Do you have like a whole range of violins? Or is this like your only one?
Okay, I have 3 violins. I have this one. This one is from the electric violin shop in North Carolina. And okay, you know what? Let's go chronologically.
Okay.
So, because that makes more sense. So I grew up with just like, you know, rental violins, because it makes sense.
Yeah.
To rent violins when children grow so fast. Instead of just like every 2 years you need to buy a new one. So when I was around at the age of, yeah, because you grow, and at first your violin's like this tiny, and then you're like, whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah. So yeah, you grow. So my first time that I had, I don't know, like an adult full-size violin, it was my great-grandfather's violin that he had passed on to my grandpa. Grandpa passed on to my mom. Mom has a full-size violin as it is. So she was like, well, damn, this is yours now. Don't break it, don't kick it, and yeehaw, let's go.
So you have like a whole, like it's like a precious family heirloom. Like your whole family is
Yeah.
very musically oriented.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's from 1926. That's when-
1926.
Yeah, that's when it was born. So it's almost 100 years old.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
And it was born in Leipzig, Germany.
Mm.
Alright.
Yeah, so that's my main acoustic violin. And then I got this when it's kind of like I didn't want to bring my family heirloom to
Fair.
a bunch of these shows where people were like slinging beer around, and you know,
fair.
you can't really like
Can't
rock
respect
out
it. No.
if you're afraid about the safety of your violin. So that's
Yes.
one thing.
Mhm.
And the second thing is, amplifying violins is a pain because of the feedback problems, because of just this, that, and the other. So with this violin, you just plug right in, just like an electric guitar, and you're good to go. And right now, like, it doesn't sound loud. You can still hear it a tiny bit, but this means I can practice at like 3 a.m, and my neighbors will be like, you know, fine. They'll be able to sleep through it. But
thank God for modern technology.
yeah, yeah. So this violin was made. The model was made in like let's say 1980s. I'd say. Yeah,
This model.
Yeah,
the shape,
this model. The shape was made in the 80s by Mr. Mark Wood himself. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I went to the electric violin shop just to get a better remedy for me and all the gigs that I was doing where I needed to, you know, be amplified. But also I didn't want like my neck to keep being squished against the violin when you have to hold it. And I'm just like, ow, why does my neck hurt and my shoulder hurt and my, like, why does this whole side of my body hurt all the time? Is it because I'm trying to jump and like, you know, doodle around and like have stage presence while I'm playing?
Yes.
So I saved up for 2 years and got a lot of help from a Kickstarter and my parents and my friends and my family. And then I went to North Carolina, tried out a 4-string all the way up to 8-string violin. And then I was like, you know what? I'll step a 5-string. 5-string is good enough for me. So now I'm a violinist and a viola player because of this extra C string. And ever since that, it's been like my main gigging violin.
Yeah, and it looks great too. Like,
Yeah, it looks totally badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's well, again, for me, I'm more of the modern contemporary stuff, and really, for me, I also really love red. So it also stands out in pictures.
Yeah.
The red stands out so nicely.
And you'll know this because you have a marketing background.
Yes.
So I chose red. Green is my favorite color.
Yeah.
But red is good because it's the color of blood and
Yes,
rock and
yes,
roll. But
yes.
also it's the color of love.
Yes.
But also it's the color of Canada. But
Mm.
also it stands out. But also it's a lucky color in so many cultures.
is,
So if
yes.
I'm playing a Chinese or an Indian wedding, they'll be like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But also Christmas. But also, you know, like just there are so many different things that led me to get a red violin specifically.
Yeah.
And all
off.
those. Yeah.
Paid off for sure.
And it's crazy because I did a bunch of gigs with a company, and I was kind of saying like, oh, I'm really excited to get this violin, and they said, if you get this violin, we won't be able to hire you anymore because that looks unprofessional.
Because of the color or the shape?
Because
or
of the color, the shape, and I was like,
because it's not classic?
well, because it looks a bit more like rock and roll, kind of. They're like, you know, no bride and groom is gonna want this at their wedding. And I
Excuse me.
was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get it. So that kind of sucks, but I guess I can't work with you guys anymore. And then, you know, 5 years later, the CEO of the company left that company, and then the new CEO called me. He was like, hey, what's up? So,
Nice.
so
He knows what's up. He knows what's good.
yeah, but
Outdated.
yeah, exactly. So I've found the marketing benefits have been insane.
Yeah, I can
And
see that for sure.
Just I don't know, it sounds really, really good. It's one of the most high-end quality electric violins that you can get these days. And it was completely kind of like custom fitted together for me specifically.
Yeah.
So the shape of it was already done, but they're like, okay, how many strings? Would you like frets? You know, would you like a Barbera or True Tone bridge? You know, how would you like the strap to fit? And I got a strap lock on there, so you can put the strap kind of underneath to like kind of not hide the shape kind of deal, like hide one of the prongs.
Yeah.
But I I really wanted to have a quick and easy kind of like off and on.
Yes.
That was
is important.
as safe and secure as possible for when I am like
Yes,
jumping
yes.
around.
I understand because I'm a very clumsy person.
Yeah.
And I will trip over things. And
Yeah.
I would get stuck.
Yeah.
So, I also drop everything, so it has to be really secure.
Yeah. So I was like, I need it to be as secure as possible, or else I will be so scared. And then I didn't want it to be too much of a warm colored instrument. So I wanted the pegs and all the metal to kind of match the strings. So I chose silver instead of gold. So yeah, there's just so many customizations that led me to this little guy right here.
Oh, it's great. It looks great, and it really works for your image. It's yours.
It's my baby.
Yeah.
And then my third violin is one that you've seen on stage with Mr. Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. If you guys don't know, she did Shinsuke Nakamura's entrance at NXT Takeover in Toronto.
Yeah.
Actually, that was like when I became her fan the first time. Then I found her YouTube page. Then I scheduled an interview with her, and then midway through the interview, I was like, "Oh
That
my
looks
god!"
super
She's
cool.
telling me about it. I was like, "Oh my god, I am a fan!" And I was like, trying so hard to contain myself in that interview. You guys can check it out if you
That
have
looks
channel
super
memberships.
cool.
Go and TBX420 Club tier. You could check out those classic YouTube space content.
It was the WWE gave us all matching violins because they wanted them all to be white, and we did the show with Shinsuke Nakamura. Then afterwards, we were like, okay, where do we give these back? And they're like, you can just keep them.
Oh wow,
Wow.
And I was like, wow, thank you so much, Mr. HHH.
Hunter.
Mr. Ha Ha Ha, later known as Triple H to me.
Yeah.
But and then that's the other violin that I have.
Yeah.
And I apologize. It's no longer white. I know it's
White is hard to keep.
I know it's sacrilegious, but I have since painted it all sorts of different colors.
Fair enough.
And just right now it is painted like a green screen
Okay.
so that I can just use it like a green screen and put
Oh,
anything I
pretty
want
epic.
over
That's
there.
pretty
Wow, that's
epic.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So you could be playing like a squid or something.
I've never thought to do that. I was only thinking like patterns or like putting like an anime video over top of it. But you know what? You're onto something. That will-
Maybe.
Yeah. I'm like, ooh, Ika, yum yum
You
yum.
could have like a tentacle that comes out and just helps you play the other strings too.
Could be.
Listen, if we can get the VFX budget, let's go.
Right on. Right on. So, what has been your most meaningful interaction with a fan or admirer?
Oh gosh.
Was there one that like maybe moved you to tears?
Let's see. I was in Florida. Yeah, I was in Florida, and there was a young woman who came up to me with her, I think it was her then girlfriend, now wife. So it was her mother and then her and her wife, and she just came up and was like, hey, like, I've really loved your videos and I'm so happy to see you here. And she just, just started telling me about like how much just seeing what I think of like my silly little like goof anime, like my silly videos, like, how happy they make her, and and she's like having a tough time, and she's like, whenever I need to feel happy, I look at your videos. And I was like, oh, that's really nice. Okay, oh, don't mind me, it's draining in here.
Someone's cutting onions.
And it was just so it was so cool, and it just hit me harder because it wasn't in Toronto. I guess it was like
that's true.
all around, like it's in such a far place.
Yeah.
Someone was like, yeah, I saw your videos and they made me happy. And I was like, damn, okay. And then we saw her on the second day, and I think it was her or her mom passed me a note, and she was like, hey, this is for you. Don't read it here. Read it when you get home. And again, the note was just like her being like, thank you so much for meeting me and being so kind to stop and talk to us, and I was like, yeah, no, like of course, yeah, for real. And so yeah, I was just like, nope, I'm not crying. It's just the emotions, the emotions trying to get out. Yeah, so that was really nice.
Right on.
Yeah, no, they're just such nice people out there who are like, I know you and I've seen your videos and they made me smile, and I'm like, oh man, thanks. I'm
You can
just
see her getting slightly teary.
hey,
Just a little.
hey, don't no, it's just chocolate milk in my eyes. Yeah.
Has anyone cosplayed you yet?
That's a good question.
Not yet, but every time I see someone, people have tagged me in cosplays, because I've cosplayed Brigita from Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
So one time, someone tagged me in a photo and was like, "Oh, Brigit, someone's like cosplaying as you," and it was just me, kind of deal.
Wow.
And I was like,
Yeah.
"No, that's me."
That's me.
Okay. They're like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, it looked different enough, but the same enough for maybe they just thought that it was like just me wearing, I don't know, like her little clips, and there was like the shirt. It wasn't like the full armor, but it was like her tank top, like the red pants and like the little clips, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that person looks like you," and I'm like, "That's me."
Yeah, it does look
Or-
like me because it is me.
Or you know, me. I did like a little cosplay as a closet Becky Lynch cosplay,
Oh, okay.
and some other account took the photo, put it on their account. It was like wrestling fans 420,
Yeah.
TBX 40, you know. It was like wrestling fans, and then someone else was like, "Oh, Bridget, this person looks like you, but it's like Becky Lynch or something." And I was like,
Yeah, you can
No.
probably pull out Becky Lynch.
like, no, but thank you. But thank you for thinking that.
So, your YouTube channel has blown up a lot, and like,
Yeah.
was there like a switch for you mentally that happened when you realized like, damn, I'm kind of famous?
I still don't think I'm famous, so that never went off.
She's really popular.
So not really. I mean, there was definitely a switch that happened in June of 2019 when the first violin girl plays, you know, for cosplayers video, we hit like 1 million views in like 2 weeks. And I was like, oh gosh, I don't understand those numbers. Like, I understand them, but they're just not processing through my brain. And okay, cool. Yeah, let's keep doing this, I guess. So there's never actually been like a switch, I guess. But I don't know. It's just like, oh, this is neat. This is cool. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to my normal life of sitting in my basement and editing or practicing. So I don't know.
Do you get approached by a lot of people? Like, I know probably when you're doing cosplays at conventions, they'll probably recognize you.
Yeah.
Right?
When I have my violin,
Yeah.
like
It's like a mask. It's like Superman with the glasses.
Yeah.
As you put them on, he's Clark Kent. You take them off, bam, Superman.
like, I think if I got recognized on the street more, I'd be like, oh wow, that's wild. But it's like there's such a dichotomy, I guess, which is kind of nice. But when I'm at conventions and I have my violin, I'll be like, oh, okay, like I need to go to the washroom, which is 10 steps that way. It will take me half an hour to get there, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Because you know, just like someone's like, oh, hey, can you play a song for me? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And then people hear that and they're just like, yeah. So it's a lot, but it's a lot of fun at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm
bet.
I'm lucky I'm an extrovert that it gives me energy.
Okay. Right on.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Right on.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's so good. Imagine if you're an introvert and like you hate crowds, but because some celebrities are like that, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to talk for you, but I would imagine that you would kind of like, hype yourself up for it, be in that moment, and then at the end of it, you're like,
Switch off.
okay, cool. And that was.
I actually use a lot of this.
Okay, now I'm gonna sleep for a week.
No, you know what it is? It depends on the event. If a wrestling event, I'm going to, like, we went to wrestling. Half of the show, I was just talking to people.
Yeah.
Because I'm walking around, all the other, like, a bunch of my fans wanted selfies of me, and then I meet
Yeah.
other people who are
I
doing
was
YouTube
interested.
videos.
Oh, okay.
And it was just like, it's like a party with all your friends.
Yeah.
When you're, and then like a comic convention, I go in there. Last time I did Afro Samurai, so then you have other people coming up to you and like talking to you. So it's like you're in a community around people who love what you love.
Yeah.
That brings I have extrovert tendencies in those scenarios.
Yeah.
But otherwise, unless it's something or where I'm gonna do a video, I'm kind of just in out, just go do my thing.
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay, we're getting close to the end here, peeps. Brigit, we're gonna give you a minute to promote whatever you have coming up, and what do you wanna tell the peeps about?
Oh gosh. Okay. So there's a big thing coming up, but I'm not allowed to talk about it yet. It is a tour type situation.
Oh, right.
So I might be seeing some folks in different countries in places or different cities in Canada, the US. I'm not allowed to say yet, but I'm excited.
Okay,
Yeah.
right on, right on.
So subscribe, stay tuned.
Like, comment, doodle, the
Keep an
thing.
eye, hit the notification bell so you get those announcements.
Yeah.
The two things that I can say that are coming up that I can talk about. So you can see me live and in person at the Living Arts Center on March 14th, which is a Saturday, and it's going to be me performing just a bunch of Celtic and Irish music for St. Patrick's Day weekend, and it's going to be a 2 p.m. show, and then I believe it's going to be a 5 or 6 p.m. show. And yeah, it's just going to be a dandy old time. It is a family show, so we try to give another option for, there's like the party shows, and there's like the bar, and it's just like, yeah, you can celebrate St. Patrick's Day by going out and drinking and going crazy. And we're just kind of a different option. So it's like, hey, if you are a fan of Irish Celtic music, or you just don't want to be in an environment where you are just kind of like,
Drinking.
oh, I'm drinking and I'm okay, and I guess I'm drinking some more, and
Yeah.
what else is there to do? Oh, I guess I'm drinking,
You'll see me there with
Yeah.
her.
So yeah, it's called River North. We're going to be at the Living Arts Center in Mississauga. We sold out one show last year, so they gave us 2, and my parents are going to be there, so you can hang out with my parents.
Right on.
And
Don't embarrass her in front of her parents.
oh no, they're artists and musicians, so
That's
they're
true. That's true.
they'll say some crazy stuff back.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I'm gonna be at March Comic Con that weekend as
Oh,
well.
I might run into you.
Let's go. I don't know what I'm gonna be yet, but Marissa and I are working on our couples cosplay real
Yeah?
soon. Yeah.
I might be The Rock if I'm willing to shave my goatee, and he's gonna be at WrestleMania that month.
Ooh.
I might do The Rock
Okay.
if I get the sideburns right.
Okay.
I'll be 90s Rock.
Let's
Do
go.
it. Do it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's done.
Yeah, so those are the two things. There's St. Patrick's Day weekend with River North at the Living Arts Center and Comic-Con. 2 very different kinds of shows, but that's what it is.
Right on, right on.
Yeah.
Bridget, where can they follow you on social media?
Yeah, absolutely. You can follow me anywhere on Brigit Fiddle. As Brigit Fiddle, Brigit, and then Fiddle. Because my last name's O'Regan, and if people spell my first and last name improperly, Google doesn't know what to tell them. But if you mess up Brigit, but you put in Fiddle, then you'll
find it fine.
Then you'll be able to find it.
Okay,
Yeah.
right on, right on. Now, Bridget, do you remember my outro from our last interview?
I don't know.
Okay, So we get everyone to join us. So I'm gonna say "Stay good, peeps," and then we're all gonna say "and keep it blitz."
Okay.
All right.
Keep it blitz.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, peeps. Well, you know how we always end these things off. You know you can follow Vivian at Eat Now, Diet Later, and Vivi's Wabi Sabi Adventures. You can catch me at Everything Urban Franchise Entertainment and TVX 420 Club. Stay good, peeps, and
Keep it blitz.